Today's exercise is brought to you by dead bugs. We've all seen a dead bug lying on its back trying to flip itself over. And this exercise is really, really good for the core muscles that help with our movement. Our core stabilizes us so we can do any kind of movement. It also improves our posture. So, the stronger it gets. And this move in particular is good for the abs and the low back. So it's really good if you have any low back pain. So that's why it's so important, and it's really important that it's done properly. And I see a lot of people rushing through it and not focusing on the right things. So let's go through it. We're going to start on the floor. Make sure you have enough room to fully extend your legs out and your arms. But first, we're going to start with our arms crossed in front of our chest. Knees come up to 90 degrees, toes pointing toward the ceiling. The key focus here is to make sure your low back is pressed into the floor. So focus on pressing, pulling that navel in towards your spine. It's a slight posterior tilt in the pelvis here. Make sure there's no arch, that you can slide your hand under your low back. A little arch is okay, but really try and flatten it out. Okay, breathe in. Exhale as you lower that leg towards the floor. You don't want to touch the floor. And focus on keeping that low back pressed into the floor the whole time. So only go as far as you can keep your low back pressed into the floor. If you have to stop, if you have a shorter range of motion, if it starts arching like here, that's as far as you go. And you just keep working on that until you build up strength and can go further. Same for pain. If at some point during this movement you feel pain, stop there and just work within that range of motion until you're able to push through. Progression. We are going to include the arms. Start with your arms straight up. Knees come back up. Flat back, or back flat against the floor. And we're going to do opposite arm to leg. Breathe in. So again, slow, controlled movement. Now, once you're ready to progress from this, you can do both legs at the same time, starting with bent legs. So knees are here. Bent legs meaning you're coming back to bent legs. Now, one way to help with this, you don't need to, but it helps, I think. So what I advise some of my clients to do is use a wall to press your hands up against, which helps take some of the emphasis off your core. So to start, remember, press that low back into the floor. I hope you're not just getting a shot of my bum. Breathe in. So just like this. And then once you've mastered that, you can do straight legs all the way up. So you can start with straight legs, low back pressed into the floor. The whole movement, that low back is pressed into the floor. So it's, again, take your time with it to really make sure you're doing it right. If you want to progress beyond that, you can bring in a decline bench. Make sure you've got a comfortable place to hold on to, whether it's here, here. For me, I find it most comfortable right here. Press that low back into the bench. And this time, this just allows you a greater range of motion, and it's going to put that much more emphasis on your abs. So, lift up. Make sure you have enough room. You really have to slow. The slower you go, the more strength you need. And that's why I exhale on that move to really give myself the energy and the power that I need. So you only need to do a few of those, maybe 3 sets of about 10 if you can manage. But build up to it and just keep at it. But proper form comes first. Otherwise, you could hurt yourself. So start and progress your way up. That is all. Today's exercise is brought to you by dead bugs. We've all seen a dead bug on its back. Hopefully we've all seen a dead bug at some point in our lives. Hopefully? I don't know why hopefully. Anyway, we've all seen it. Maybe we've seen a dead bug on its back